Hi, I'm Lee Keckner in the Everyday Family Room, and today we have classically trained chef Pam Reims. Welcome.
Thank you.
Pam is going to be teaching us some healthy, fast, family-friendly meals. What are we going to do today, Pam?
Today we're going to be making a dish called chicken chilaquiles.
Oh, well, that's a mouthful.
Yes.
Could I call that Mexican lasagna?
That's what my kids call it. Okay, so we'll get started.
Yes,
so
please.
right now I have a pan heating over medium heat, and I'm just adding some olive oil. So this is some pre-chopped onions that I bought at the supermarket. These are going to saute. The idea is to just let them kind of cook out some of the moisture, and here's what they'll look like when they're done. I've also added some...
They look kind of clear.
Yes, translucent.
Translucent.
Maybe a little brown on the edges. You don't want to get them super dark or they'll get a little bitter. This is just store-bought pre-roasted chicken. I got a whole chicken.
Fantastic.
And I fed my kids for dinner last night the legs and the wings, and now this is the breast meat that I just took the skin off and shredded. And so I'm just going to pop this right into the pan.
I love how everything is already done and you're just putting it together.
Yeah, and it makes it really fun. You can do this with your kids because we're going to start building it as like a lasagna in a minute, and that's very fun for them. Okay, so here I have some vegetable broth. You can use chicken stock or vegetable broth. I just buy them in these big cartons. And if you wanted to, you could actually make this totally vegetarian. You could skip the chicken completely. I'm just putting a little bit of it in with my chicken right now. You have 2 cups total, and you're gonna use about 3 tablespoons of it in there, just to give it a little bit of moisture. So now I have just a can of black beans that I rinsed them. They're packed in a liquid, and we wanna get rid of that, and then I'm just gonna add it right in.
Could I stir that for you?
Please do.
I would like
fact,
that.
okay, so that's gonna all cook together.
Okay.
It only takes a couple minutes, and we're gonna bake this again in the oven. So basically, that cooking process was just to meld the flavors. This is gonna give the chicken a little extra flavor, and the beans, and it'll really open up in the oven. So now here comes the fun.
I love fun.
Lasagna part. Packaged corn tortillas.
Perfect.
And I just cut them into strips. This is actually a very fun job for your kids. I give them just a plastic knife and they can
Can you
cut them into
substitute the
strips.
whole wheat, or is it best to have the corn because they're more durable?
You know what, you could substitute that I do sometimes for gluten-free is I use brown rice tortillas, and those work very nicely.
Okay.
Yes. I've started layering some of my strips into the pan. I'm going to cook in
the same pan without
the same
cleaning.
pan. You don't have to clean it because
like
the
that.
flavor is in there, and that's good. I'm going to add some salsa. Now we're going to add the rest of our chicken broth. This is what this will look like. It's about 5 minutes simmering.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have everything and we're ready to build. We're going to spread the chicken and beans, just a nice little layer. That's good.
Okay,
perfect.
I wanted one more.
Okay, now I'm going to just pour some of my sauce over. And it's about half or a third at this point. Would you like to sprinkle some cheese on?
I would. I love the cheese.
Now we're going to put another layer of our tortilla strips.
Should they touch?
You know, when you're doing it with the kids, they just kind of throw them on. I try to move them so they're sort of touching, but again, it is all just going to bake together, and you won't even really realize they're strips in the end, so it's fine. Okay, I think that's good.
More cheese or sauce
And
first?
so now we're going to go with a little more chicken first.
Oh, chicken, that's right. I forgot we only did half.
And you could just load it all on there.
I'll dump it and then
Dump
spread
it. Yes.
All right. Oh, it's looking beautiful already.
Okay, and now we're just going to pour more of our sauce. And actually, before you put the rest of the sauce, why don't you dump some more cheese on there?
Cheese dumping is my forte.
I like to really, at the end, I like to savor the cheese. So I like to add a little sauce, a little cheese, and...
This is called cheese savoring?
Cheese savoring,
All right.
yes. Uh-huh.
It feels good.
Okay. So this is ready to go in the oven. I've preheated the oven at 450 degrees, and it's only going to need about 10 minutes.
That's quick.
And when it's done...
This looks fantastic. I think my kids are going to love it.
I think so too. And you know, a great dessert to go with this is baked churros.
Fantastic. For more about Pam or the recipes to the baked churros or Mexican lasagna, go to EverydayFamily.com and check out our show page. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure. Now you have to try this.
I'd like a really big piece, please.
got
I'm
it.
starving.